What is up, everyone? Darian64. So, I have some unfortunate news. A few days ago, I received the Limited Run Games Castlevania Anniversary Collection box set. And initially, I wanted to do an unboxing video for it. Hell, I even bought this tripod that I'm using right now just for the occasion. But I found out during filming that it just wasn't going to work. The lighting didn't look great, the quality just looked like garbage. It wasn't presentable enough for the unboxing, so about 10 minutes through, I kind of just gave up on it and just opened the rest of it by myself. And so, I opened everything up, took everything out, and just put everything on my shelf, and it's been just sitting there for like a few days. But today, I made the decision to do the video anyway. Because I said, you know what, even though I did the unboxing, there's still things about the box set that I can go over and give my thoughts about and kind of give my opinions on. Because there's some stuff in this box set that I do want to talk about, and I haven't really gone in depth about it on my social media. Even though I posted pictures of it, I haven't really gone into any explicit detail about it. So now's a good opportunity. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the Castlevania Anniversary Limited Run Games box set. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the box itself. And this box looks fantastic. I saw this when I took it out of the box. Man, you guys should have heard my reaction when I took it out of the box. I was just amazed by the depth of this thing, like the craftsmanship of the actual box, the cardboard. The presentation on this thing is amazing. And of course, by the way, artwork is done by classic Castlevania artist Tom DuBois, who, if you're not familiar, Tom DuBois is the artist for most of the classic Castlevania titles, like 3, 4, Bloodlines, and I think he did Rondo? I don't know. He did most of the classic Castlevania games. So it is really awesome that they managed to get him back for this specific box set. That's really neat. I will say, though, I don't know if it's because he's lost his touch or if he hasn't done it in a while or if it's just a lack of interest. If you look at this box set compared to his older paintings, which he's done a lot, he's a professional painter. If you look at this compared to all of his other work, this one kind of feels a little bit, I don't know, lackluster? Especially compared to his older Castlevania work, too. Like Dracula, for instance. If you were to look at a fully, like a full scan of Dracula here, like, his arms don't really look right. And, like, I'm not trying to throw shade at the guy or anything. He's a good artist, but... And the funny thing is, they got him for the Castlevania Requiem box set, which is also being released by Limited Run Games this year. They got him back for that, too, and I'm not gonna lie, the art kind of looks worse on that one, too. Not gonna lie. But we'll get there when we get there. Again, I'm not trying to throw shade on the guy, but there's a very noticeable quality difference compared to this in his older works, and I can't help but feel like he's lost his touch. It's still cool art. It's still cool, but it's just when you compare it to his older works, I can't help but, just point it out. Speaking of pointing things out, you might notice in the background, I didn't notice this at first until one of my Castlevania peers pointed it out to me. The castle in the background is actually from the Netflix show. And the reason why I'm even pointing this out is because I remember one of my friends who hates the Netflix show just as much as I do. He pointed this out and said, you know what? I'm not even going to buy this box set anymore. It's catering to Netflixvania. It's catering to Netflix fans. And I'm like, bro, look, I hate the Netflix show as much as the next guy. Trust me, you guys have all heard my opinions on it. But I'm not so petty enough to just... That's not a deal breaker for me. It's really not. It's like 1% of the box. Who cares? The rest of the box set has to do with the games. Like, literally, this is the only part of the box that has anything to do with Netflixvania. To be honest. It's not even that bad of a castle. It doesn't even look that bad. It's a pretty well-designed castle. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not like they, like, shoved Netflixvania Trevor on here, because, like, that would be a fucking disgrace. But, I mean, other than that, it's a really, really cool piece of art. It's a cool box. So, you might notice right here, the actual inside of this thing, this is the shadow box, which I will go ahead and take out right now, so we can get that out. Now, the shadow box, I remember people complaining about this too, and I'll go over why in a second. So let's get this out. All right, so let's pull that out of the sleeve real quick. So the shadow box, you got these switches on the side. And turn on the light. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Pretty fancy, yeah. So you turn on the light, but also turn on this button. Okay, so that is Bloody Tears from the Japanese version of Simon's Quest. Now, I noticed a few people complain about that, and they were like, oh man, that was such a weird song to choose. Why would you choose that? But the thing is, it makes sense because this is the song that they use when you boot up the game. Like, when you see the title screen of the game, that's the song that plays. So, I mean, it makes sense why they chose it. Granted, I kind of expected Bloody Tears to be the song that they chose for this because it's such a, you know, iconic song, even though it's not my favorite. But it is so iconic that you kind of expect it to be here. But yeah, it's not anything worth complaining about. But yeah, pretty neat, pretty awesome. I really love the depth on this thing. Really cool. Really nice. So go ahead and shut that off. We'll go ahead and put that back in the box. Put this bad boy back in the box. All right. Or I might just put it off to the side. I don't want to waste too much time here. I'll worry about that in a second. So, with the box out of the way, now we get to actually look at the actual contents of the box. And the first thing I want to talk about is this thing. So, this I was kind of confused about from the get-go. I have never seen merchandise like this. Like, what are these supposed to be? Like, these are just little knickknacks. What they are, they're miniature versions of the game boxes. And what's funny about my version, my package, is that for some reason Belmont's Revenge is upside down. So we had a packaging mistake on my version. So again, I don't really see the appeal of these. These just kind of feel like an afterthought. They're just little knickknacks. They're little miniature versions of the game boxes. I mean, I guess it's cool. You just kind of have it sitting against your wall or something, but it's just whatever. Moving on, we can talk about the soundtrack. So it's a little sleeve, and the disc is on this side of it, but it's being a little bit stubborn right now. But on the back, here's the selection of songs. So notice it doesn't have every song on here. It's just some select songs from each game. Now, this right here, I haven't listened to this soundtrack yet, so I don't know. I don't know if these are like remixes, because we got Reincarnated Soul, Prayer of a Tragic Queen, Calling from Heaven, Bloody Tears, Monster Dance Beginning. Now, what's funny about this is that there's already Beginning and Bloody Tears, so I'm like, why are there two versions of these songs on here? Like, are these remixes? I don't know. If you're out there, if you have this set, if you listen to the soundtrack, let me know, because I don't think I have a way to listen to this. But yeah, pretty neat that they give you a soundtrack. And now I want to take a look at these bad boys, the physical games themselves. So first I want to talk about the base PS4 box, which comes in a nifty little NES, box, kind of like a callback. So I really love this. I really love how this looks. The quality is amazing. The presentation is really nice, once again. You got John Morris on the back from Bloodlines. You got screenshots up there. It says, "The best first step for anyone to take into the world of Castlevania and the fight against Dracula." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Apparently this is number 405. Okay. But yeah, I really love the way this looks. Really nice. Almost looks damn near official. But I really love the steel case. This is gorgeous. I love the steel case. This is one of the highlights for me. This is one of the main reasons I wanted this, was just for the steel case. This is a little bit of a nitpick, but I feel like they should have put Castlevania 1 on the front and then put 3 on the back. I don't know, that's just a little nitpick preference of mine. But as you can see, there's like a binding, kind of looks like a binder for a book or whatever. It's embossed, so yes, this steel case is embossed. Really nice. So you open it up, and we've got this little nice mural in the background of the map system from Castlevania 1. And of course, I put the this disc right here was originally in this case, but I put it in here because I prefer the steelbook better. So if in any case I ever want to play this game, I can just take it out of the steelbook. But I doubt I'm ever going to have to do that because I'm going to be honest with you, I already have the digital version of this game on like every console, so I don't know if I'm ever going to play this on physical. I don't know if there's ever going to be a need for me to take it out of the disc or anything like that, so it's just cool to have. It's the novelty. So, yeah, really nice steelbook case. Really nice. So we'll go ahead and put this back in here. Very nice. And now moving on, we have this bad boy. So this is a recreation of the Sega Genesis box set. Really sturdy, nice thick box. Has some nice that weird plastic texture on the top, like a normal Genesis case does. And on the back we've got some writing. It says, Konami's Castlevania Anniversary Collection traces the origins of the historic vampire franchise. Released as part of the Konami 50th anniversary celebration, relive these timeless classics that helped define the platformer genre. From the Belmont clan to their extended bloodlines and allies, the Castlevania Anniversary Collection is the best first step for anyone to take into the world of Castlevania and the fight against Dracula. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection is the definitive way to experience the beginnings of the Castlevania franchise and their genre-defining games. Included are 8 games detailing the Belmont's fights with Dracula and beyond. Also included is a special behind-the-scenes ebook with interviews from Dracula or Castlevania's developers and fans across the globe. Now, what they mentioned there with the ebook, we're going to talk about that here in a second. But yeah, something of note is that if you open this up, really sturdy case here. This case actually is what was holding these. These were actually inside of this case. They were just kind of sitting in there. So this is what housed the cases themselves. So other than that, it's just kind of there to be just a little nice Sega Genesis callback. So now, something else I want to get into real quick. So these, when I initially unboxed this, I had no idea what this was for. Okay, so let me do this first. So these two. These actually came in as little paper crafts. They were flat and you had to fold them on your own and they would turn into boxes. So at first I didn't understand what these were for because I thought, oh, are these just little imitation boxes for like the Game Boy or whatever? But no, what this actually is, and I'll open it up right now, what this actually is meant to house the cases here. They're meant to house the cases. And this one is meant to go over this. So if you're someone who's extremely anal about protecting their games, especially these, you know, this is what they're meant for. Oh, it looks like I'm starting to get these out. Come on, get out of there. Oh man, you're really having a tough time getting out of there, aren't you? Okay, I'll worry about that in a second, whatever. But yeah, these are meant to house the games. So if you're extra anal about, you know, being protective of your physical editions, then you've got 2 boxes to protect them. So, all right, whatever. I guess next up, we'll go ahead and look at these prints. So we got 3 prints here. Castlevania, Simon's Quest, and Dracula's Curse. Now, immediately, I didn't see a purpose to these because, you know, they're just little prints. You know, I don't know what else I could do with these. I guess you could put them on your wall, like, but the thing is, I don't want to ruin these with a tack or anything like that. I don't want to just hang them up with a tack and poke a big old hole through it. I don't want to do that. So for the time being, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these. They're kind of just going to sit on my shelf for the time being. But I mean, I guess it's neat. They're high quality prints, but I don't really see a purpose to them as of now because I don't want to ruin them. But yeah, so just prints of the NES games. So I'm gonna put that off to the side, and I guess now we can go ahead and look at this trading card. So the interesting thing about this trading card is that it's not the only one that you can get. And apparently it depends on, well, it varies with each box set that you get. You might get this one, or you might get one that has Castlevania 3 on it. I was one of the people that got Castlevania 1. I don't know what other versions there are. I don't know if there's a Simon's Quest one or what, but so far the only two I've seen were Castlevania 1 and 3. So this is the one that I got. And now we can talk about the book. This is the cream of the crop for me. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to get it, was because, I don't know about you, but I am a sucker for physical literature of my favorite franchises. The one thing I will say about this book is that it is very small. There's like less than 100 pages in here. It's based off the ebook from, the game itself. So I guess I wasn't expecting much. But one thing that does suck about it is how small it is. Because, I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of want something like the Hyrule Historia and the Final Fantasy Ultimanias. Because, despite this thing being called the history of Castlevania, it only covers the 8 allotted games within the collection. And that's not even half the franchise. So if they really wanted to, they could make a proper history of Castlevania book going over all the franchise with like interviews, behind the scenes stuff, concept art, stuff like that. Like the Hyrule Historias and the Final Fantasy Ultimanias. That would be dope. I would love to see that. But, for now, this is unfortunately all we have. This is all we got. So whatever. It's nice. It's a nice little sturdy hard book. Nice quality to it. Pretty neat. And I think that'll do it. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So yeah, that was everything in the Castlevania Anniversary Collection Limited Run Games box set. There was one more thing in it, and that was the poster, which is a reversible poster, which had Castlevania 1 and then 3. It's already hanging on my door. But it's whatever. But yeah, that pretty much showcased everything in the box set. Overall, I'm mostly pleased with it. I know there's a few people that were disappointed with it, to which I kind of don't understand why. I feel like most people that were complaining about it might have been expecting too much out of it. Because, again, this is just based off one collection, which had the 8 classic games, which I don't know what else you could really do with that. They gave you a poster, they give you a shadow box, they give you a soundtrack, they give you a book. They give you like 3 different versions of the game cases, and then they even give you, this shit. So, yeah, I'm, for what I got, I'm pretty pleased with it. I actually, you know what? I take that back. Considering that this box set was $175 retail and then like $200 with shipping and handling and whatnot, yeah, having to wait over a year for this thing, I can understand why some people might be disappointed with it. Maybe they were hyping themselves up too much. But I knew what I was getting because I was like gluing. I was looking at the preview image for this thing, and I was looking at all the content of the box. So you knew what you were getting. You knew what you were getting because they were transparent about it. You knew what you were going to get with the box. So I'm not disappointed with it. I knew what I was getting. I knew what I paid for. And most of the stuff in this box is, top quality. Nothing really feels bad, except for this shit. I don't know what the fuck this is about. This is just gonna stay in the case. I don't know. This is the only questionable thing about the box set to me. This is the only questionable thing to me. Other than that, everything else is okay. Everything's all right. So there you have it. That is the Castlevania Limited Run Games box set. I'm pleased with it. So, I think that'll do it. I am Darian64, and I will catch you guys in the next one, whenever the fuck that's gonna be. Catch y'all later.